Shimmering plains and lagoons as far as the eye can see. In the southwesterly corner of France's Mediterranean coastline, these elegant silhouettes streak across the horizon, an iconic part of the landscape. Some 5,000 pink flamingos live in and around these salt marshes, performing their nightly ballet for these delighted tourists, captivated by the natural spectacle.
It's so cool.
He's having a rest, a scratch. He's eating, now drinking.
They're so endearing, their colours, the way they fly and the way they move in a group.
Benoît Saufanour's been a nature guide in this region for 12 years. He's an expert in flamingo behaviour.
Their diet, small varieties of seaweed, little shrimp, planktonite, are readily available in large quantities, and that's what they eat.
Yet this diet's part of a delicate balancing act. As global warming causes water levels to rise, the fear is that these plains could flood, submerging the landscape and making it uninhabitable for the birds.
If the lagoon disappears, their habitat disappears. In ecological circles, we call them an umbrella species. If we want to protect them, we have to protect their environment.
Attempts to protect these areas are already underway, like here in Aigues-Mortes. Every day, Valentin Fangier patrols the salt marshes, making sure the conditions are optimal. It's now the only site in France where flamingos come to reproduce.
If the water level is too high, then it can drown the nests, which slows down the flamingos' reproduction. We also survey the salinity levels of the water because they feed on little brine shrimp, and they are only abundant at a certain level of salinity, so we keep an eye on all of that.
Vital work which helps scientists who are already looking to the future. They hope to keep the flamingos here on France's southern coast, and for that they have to be apprehended when very young.
We're trying to create a closed circle so that none of the chicks can escape.
Advancing step by step, these volunteers are working together to count the baby flamingos, collecting data for a scientific research centre. The yearly census is a delicate operation.
We try to do it in a way that's not too stressful for them and get them to stop moving so much.
Once they're secured, the flamingos are kitted out with these rings, which act like an ID card, a unique code for each bird.
This lets us follow them remotely when they migrate, so of the 450 birds that we're tagging today, we'll be able to know over the next 10-15 years where they've been, if they went abroad or if they came back to nest at the same site.
It's a way to follow their peregrinations, especially if this habitat disappears.
It's important to ask ourselves these questions now so that we can start tracking their movement straight away. And if we need to recreate the lagoons, to migrate the salt marshes. We're right next to the sea here, so all this ecosystem is going to be under the sea in a few decades.
According to the latest scientific studies, 1/3 of the Mediterranean's coastal regions are currently at risk.